Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Ray. Listen, this is part 2 in installing the Leitner roof rack on my Super Duty. If you have been following me or you have not been following me, there's a part 1 to this series. Part 1 is going to show you exactly how to put that rack together. Not too difficult, but there's a couple of tips you should be aware of before you're attempting that project. Check out part 1. I'll put a link below in relation to that video. This is part 2 now to get it up on the roof, all right? Which is the more daunting one because now you have to take pieces off your rack. But the ideal thing with this rack system is that there's no drilling inside your cab, all right? There's existing rack mounts already on your roof, which I didn't know, all right? Being a part of Tremor.com. You pick up these little tips, so no worries, no fouls. You can install a roof rack, just use existing bolts that's already on your vehicle. So that's what we're going to do, but it is going to require some modification of your strip right here. Guys, forgive the sound again. Got the people out there working, you know, so we have a little bit of, I call it environmental noise pollution. So I'll try to do my best on negating the noise and the wind as much as possible. Thank you for joining me. Please consider like, subscribe. Guys, anything I have done on my truck, there is a detailed playlist of everything I've done on my truck. I think I have over, I'm thinking 50 or more videos just on this truck on all the updates I did and modifications. So if you're interested, please check out that playlist. I'm pretty sure you'll find something that tickles your interest. All right, so enough of me talking. Please like, subscribe. Again, anything on my truck. Also, there will be affiliate links in the description. Please consider using those links. It does support this channel. And that's pretty much it. That's the sales pitch. I'm tired of talking. Let's just get into the damn video. Let's go. What we're going to do now is that we have to remove this top weather stripping off the vehicle. Now, before you do that, I suggest that you get yourself a tape measure and measure some key points on this, all right? Because we are going to have to notch it out, all right? And I think it's much easier to put the measurements on here before you start. So I already did that, had my son come out. You should have a tape measure. If you can't do it yourself, have somebody hold it. There's a little indentation right here. You want to take your tape measure, make sure it's butted against that, and measure from that point on. And I'll put a little cut sheet diagram on what you should be looking for, how to cut this. Just get a pencil, mark it, so you know where to cut it. Now, I already marked my points, all right, where the cut should happen. It's already there, so now what we're gonna do, we're gonna remove this. Let me readjust the cameras and show you what I'm gonna be doing, all right? Okay, guys, what I was trying to explain to you. Now, once you get this all popped up, the only thing that's holding this, I'll show you a little screenshot I took, or a picture, is a little tab right here that's holding it, and you have to come straight upward, all right, to get this lifted. Just take your time in doing this. Yeah, you see what I did? I took my little tab here, I braced it here, and I'm coming up, pushing up this way, and it's helping to release that. And there it is, all right? So you see that little slit right there? It goes right into, you'll see it. It's a little slot, a gap right there, all right? And that's pretty much how you taking that off. So that's the back. Let's work our way back. Let's work our way to the front and get the front taken off, all right? Okay, guys, we're in the front now. So same advice, same technique. Take a little pry tool, just follow this down. Want to get my pry tool, taking my time. It's popping up, all right? Now this one here, to my understanding, we have to push forward. There's a little slit rubber piece that goes right here, so we have to push forward, and it releases. Oh, there it is. This part here, see this part? It's like a lip that goes that direction. You take this and push forward, and it releases from the molding, and that's it. That's simple enough, guys. To tell you the truth, guys, out of all of them performing and reading, this what gave me anxiety because I didn't know how to do it. I thought it was more complicated, but it's very easy to do, to remove this. All right, it really is. Knowledge is power. All right. All right, so this is off. We're gonna do now. All right, I'm gonna put this to the side because I'm not gonna address this right now. Because remember, before you took it off, I hope you made your marks where you're gonna cut it. All right, which I did. All right, and again, I'm referred to that diagram that I put up. All right, and I think that I have to give credit to Ways Point. I think they provided that diagram. It's also the same place I ended up purchasing the rack from. So thumbs up to Ways Point for the diagram and helping us guys out. I'm gonna put this to the side and let's address these little tabs that came off. Okay guys, I just want to give you some information. You see these tabs that came off of our molding? All right, it's just held in by these little screws here. So all you're gonna do is just gonna take your little remover and go underneath and pry up ever so slightly to remove it. See? Probably I just have to finagle it a little bit because I'm trying to do this with one hand. I'll tell you what, I'm gonna need two hands to remove this, but it's very simple. It's only held by pretty much the teeth that's gripping it. So use your little pry tool, take your time, lift it up, and remove the ones that was left behind. Okay guys, I just want to give you a tip also. For those who are height challenged, such as myself, you need a little more height to get up there to work on this stripping. Just a little hack I'm doing. I don't even call it a hack, whatever you want to call it. Platform, little mini one, straddle between this one and your bar down there. They'll give you that height that you're looking for to work on this. All right, I just want to bring that to your attention for you guys. You know, you guys are over 6 feet tall. You're not gonna have a problem. This short guys gotta figure out the workarounds. So I just want to give that tip when doing this. All right. Okay, guys. Let me show you what I'm gonna do. This is a tip I'm gonna give you. You will not find this in the directions. All right. This is something I'm discovering as I'm installing this. As you can see, I got the molding off. All right, comes off very easily. Just follow those tips I give you and it'll come off that easy, undamaged. All right, and now, as I explained before, I don't know if you can see this, but I did mark where the bracket's gonna be going, all right? In relation to this molding, here, 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 and two more over there. In doing that, once you take this off, let me show you. You see these little screws, opposite screws here? All right, that's where the plastic or clips were attached to, and that would held our molding on. As you can see, there's a clip still there, all right? When you put your brace on, the brace is only gonna go to 3 locations on each side. Here, all right, one here, the middle brace here, and the last brace is right there. You're gonna see 2 other screws. The braces are not gonna come in contact. So what's gonna happen, those clips that came off right here, you're gonna leave on here. So when you put this back on, it has something to adhere to or grab onto. All right, so that's really was never covered in any of the forums or any of the videos on how you reattach this. Simply make sure you have these clips in relation to this screw, and that's how this molding is going to get reattached. All right, of course we're going to modify our molding by, you know, pretty much cutting a channel for that brace, but that's pretty much how it's going to turn out to be. All right, so you don't have to cut the whole thing and glue the whole thing down unless you want to or you have to. I haven't got to that part yet, but at least my first initial observation, that's what you're gonna have to do. So 2 of these clips remain on this molding, so you can reattach it here and here, all right? As well as the back and the front. So you'll have 4 points of contact to help you keep this molding in place. I hope that makes sense. Just a little tip, not in the directions. This is my instruction for you guys. A little back saying how to get things installed properly so you still have a nice finish. Okay guys, I'm going to show you how the screws are coming out. All right, it's going to come out like this. It's going to break all that paint and stuff off, so that's why you need a good sealant. Now, also another tip I'm realizing, this truck has been out in the sun, so I believe the sun is helping me making this adhesive soft. So when I'm taking this off, it's able to come off easy. All right, so I don't have to fight or chip at it. Just a little observation. See, I got that done. I'm doing the middle brace now, and then I have 2 more to go. So I'm hoping that holds true with the remaining one. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna set up, let me see if I can do this with one hand. This is 7mm socket I'm using. You see how it's just lifting it up? All right. Oops, I'll go get it. But see how that came out nice and soft? Because that sun's been beating down on this, softening it up for me. So take my tip, leave it in the sun for a little bit so it softens it up and help you get those screws out. That might work. So I got 2 more to do on this side, and then I'm gonna go to the other side and remove those screws. All right guys, here we go with the next step. Now, I got the screws taken off. All right, this is how it's gonna come out. Right, it's gonna lift up. You're not gonna be reusing these screws, so just put them to the side, save them, I guess. If you sell, sell your truck, you could give it to the new owner if he ever wants to replace it. What you are gonna use are the screws they provided, the brass looking ones. All right, are gonna go in this location. Now, what I did, I suggest, just anything, when you start adding adhesive or some type of corking, make sure this is clean. So just get you some alcohol and clean it. All right, use alcohol, don't use Windex, you should be fine. All right, now the front of this bracket is required. It says 1619 is the required bracket for the front, and I believe 1620 is the one in the middle, I believe, and the shorter one is at the end. 1619, the bracket number goes in the front. So this is clean. I have my required screws. Now, again, you're gonna need some type of RV adhesive or corking, which I showed you, is 221. So what you're gonna do, you're just gonna do a generous amount in this hole, covers all this up. You wanna fill it all up, fill this all up, and then we'll put our bracket on top of it. Right, I'm not worrying about so much how it looks, because we're not going to see that. And the same thing over here. Okay. I'll take this off. And that's that. All right. Make sure you have some type of rag to put at the tip so it doesn't drip all over the place, so you don't mess up the finish of your truck. So I'm going to set that off to the side. And now we're just simply going to take our bracket. We're going to put this right on top of here. Take your screws, and you're gonna feel around for the where it should go to. The same thing on the other side. Now, maybe you probably want to get some rubber gloves in doing this, because the stuff is kind of messy. All right, and that's it. This is gonna take a little time. Okay, so you're dealing with glue. All right, and that's it. This is what you're gonna do for all 6 of them. So I'm gonna get all 6 of these installed, and once installed, we'll pick this video up again. Okay guys, we're gonna continue on. Now, we're gonna divert to how you get this back on. All right, as you know, we already got the brackets already up on the truck. Now we're gonna reinstall our molding. It's not in the directions from the manufacturer or the rack until you do this. But it just makes sense to me to get this back up, because once you start putting up all the bars and stuff, you're not gonna be able to get to this to install it properly, at least in my opinion. Early on, like I said, make sure you make your marks. I shared that diagram with you on how to cut it. So I got my marks here and here. And what I'm gonna use, I'm just gonna use my Milwaukee Drummer here with a sanding blade. to make my initial cuts. This is going to be time consuming, all right, because you want to salvage this piece without damaging it as much as possible. So take your time with it, and we'll just keep it moving. All right, guys, let me show you what I'm doing here, give you a tip. Right now, I'm trying to replace the mold in here. I suggest, before you start cutting to double check your measurements. Slip this back in like you took it off. It slips in from here. And try to lay it up and butt it against your bracket. All right, so it gives you pretty much a good indication where you should notch your trim. All right, and I was pretty much close to it. This one was a little bit off, so I'm glad I double checked before I start cutting into it. As you can see here, all right, the other marking is like a little further closer that way. And again, come in with a pencil, mark it, so now it gives you a better indication where you should be cutting your trim to get that nice clean look. So I'm gonna take this back down. As you can see, I end up making another mark here. And I'm gonna come up and cut this off. I'm creeping up to my measurements so it'll be nice and clean. It says take about a ½ inch off, but again, I'm just starting small. And to let you know, the tool that's working well, all right, if you don't want to deal with razor blades or what have you, and if you're a tool guy like me, just use one of these drummers. And I have one that just went in the sanding disc. It's cutting right through that plastic real nice and clean, all right, a nice clean edge. And I'm just going to use this to take off as much as I need to get my correct fitting. And that's that. So I just want to pause and show you that, what I'm doing. Just, again, give me more details on how I'm approaching it so you guys can cherry pick what you like of this information and attempt your own project, all right? So let me continue on. I won't pretty much stop unless something happens until this is all cleaned up and installed. Okay, guys, I want to give you a quick look on what's going on. As you can see, I got the stripping right back in. And this is how it looks. All right, hope you guys can see that. All right, just to warn you guys, this is time consuming. All right, this is very time consuming, but for the fitting results, it's well worth it. See if you guys can see the back of it, because I always request guys to take a shot of the back of their brackets, and I never got a response, but I'm gonna show you mine. That's that, so I'm happy with it. That's only one side. All right, guys, all right, we're gonna be putting the side skirts on now. So all you do is gonna grab your skirt, and you're gonna grab the remaining screws, all right, the big long one along with the nut. Forgive me how I'm talking because it's hot and I'm tired. All right, it's been taking me a long time to get this all done because stopping and recording, what have you, but my pain is for your pleasure. All right, so we're gonna take this over to the truck. Let me take it over there and show you what I'm doing. All right, better yet, why don't you guys come with me? All right. As you can see, got the trim back up, got the brace in. So now we're just gonna add the side skirt to this. So stand by, let me readjust this camera and get this done. So right now I'm just starting with the top one, just lining up the nuts to put them underneath here. Then I'll come back and tighten it down. All right, guys, let me show you what I got going on here. All right, finally got this side done. All right, looks real nice. Cutting the molding really finishes it off. All right, so I just want to give you guys a look at it. I'm not done yet. I still have to do the other side. It's been a long day. I had to stop and go. Only thing that took a while is this molding, trying to cut it to size, but it can be done. And the end results is pretty good. I'm totally happy with it. That's it for today. I'm gonna pick this video up tomorrow to finish up the other side and getting this rack installed. Okay guys, I got a major setback. Not a major setback, but major enough that it's more work for me. You see the wind deflector? All right, initially when putting this together, I put it in the, I guess the middle slot when it comes to this front bar. If you have the lights on top of your Super Duty, do not, and I repeat, do not put it in the middle slot, all right, underneath. You're gonna have to put it in the back slot because there is zero clearance for this light and it's touching that light. So, so I'm gonna have to lift this up, take that wind deflector and move it back one slot over so it can, so it'll fit decently. It won't interfere with my lights. Right now I was touching on this one and it's barely touching on that one, and I'm not able to slide forward without bending this. All right, so yeah, not unless you want to slide it back a bit, you can do that too. But I'm trying to line it up as far as the directions states that it wants this crease to be on top of this. So I don't know, what should I do? Is it a big deal? Maybe not. No, I'm not looking at it. I don't know. I'll decide what I'm gonna do. If I'm gonna move it back so I can have it lined up as the manufacturer wants me to line that up in the back, or I might just leave it. It's not a big deal probably. So, but just want to let you guys know that's the issue that I'm having. So I'll figure this out, but it's coming along. What I have to do is now put the bolts in up below here and I'm done. So I just want to document that and we'll just keep it moving. Finally done. It's been a few days after I completed this. This is the final cut, or be quiet, doggers. All right, as you can see, I got the rack up. Listen, doable job. It came out nice. I really like it. It came out nice, but I did make a mistake, and I'm kind of annoyed at myself for making that mistake. But it is what it is. I'm gonna have to live with it. Probably could fix it later on. But let me show you so you don't make that same mistake. All right, let me show you. All right, guys, let me show you. Again, it came out nice. I really did. All right, I just made one mistake that's gonna probably annoy me for a while. And let me see if I can bring it around and see if you guys can notice it. All right, I'm gonna pause here for a little bit. Do you notice anything? Probably not just distant, but let me show you. You remember in the video I kept on telling you, start your cut toward the rear. Right there. See how it sits up a little bit? And compared to my first one, I got it right. All right, I'm gonna have to live with it. What caused this mistake is this. When you make your trim here, measure it out like I told you while it's on the truck. This first cut is the most important one. Do not cut from the front. I end up cutting the front first, then trying to line it up. It kind of threw me off. The first cut should be the rear, notch it, get it close. All right, because once this is notched, that notch will give you the proper distance when you originally had it on your truck. I hope that makes sense. So notch it, measure it, notch it first up here, get it dialed in. Then you can bring it back to the truck, put that notch in where the bracket is, and just test fit the other two to make sure it's correct. And that's it. All right, so I'm just a little bit off. I can take this off if I find, probably get a used one, go to a used car lot or someplace, junkyard, to see if I can get a stripping and redo it. Don't know, probably just gonna live with it. I am gonna put another rack system, so you might not even see this once I get my, accessories up. But I just want to bring it to you. But overall, it looks nice. All right, it really does. I don't know. See if you guys can see. I'm kind of stretching my phone, letting you guys see it. It's a nice rack. So, got the rack up. Can be adding my little accessories to it soon enough. All right, so guys, if this video was helpful, if it was informative, if you're gonna take on this project, please leave any comments on the back and the bottom. Please like, subscribe, and I'll put links of all my parts I've done on my truck. Those links will be affiliated. Does support the channel. And that's it, guys. So that's, my rack is up, finally done. I want to thank Waypoint for helping me out ordering this, all right, and supplying the cut list of that diagram. Thumbs up to them over there. And that's it, guys. All right, so again, signing off. This is your boy Ray, DIY Ray. Like, subscribe, and I'll just see you on the next one. Peace.